Welcome to Auntie Chaz and Tarot. Welcome in. Thank you for joining me. Thank you for all your support for this channel and helping it to grow. I really appreciate that. Let's get into your message here. What's the message for today for you? We've got the moon out here, Temperance, Four of Pentacles. Interesting. Reconciliation, interesting. Maybe you were offended by something. There's a possibility of reconciliation here. I think maybe also you could be recovering from an illness. That's really interesting because I've had some reads like that, and that's a little bit unusual. I've had some reads this week about illness. Divine relation. The moon, the Four of Pentacles, Temperance. I feel like you're being asked to hear someone out for a possible reconciliation. And I think maybe you're going to have a hard time with that, but hear them out. Like, I feel like your energy is absolutely not. But there is something here about letting them atone for what they've done. There could be some mental illness going on here. Give them space. Give them space. You don't have to say anything. Just listen. And be discerning about the amount of time you want to give them, too, I hear. You don't see this coming at all. And like I said, if someone were to say, this person is going to approach you soon, you'd be like, what? No way. Also, you're worried about, are they coming to you for the right reasons, or are they trying to, there's something about your stability and your foundation, or they find you as a foundation. So be aware of that caveat as well. We'll get some more information. Yeah, you don't see that they're going to just tell you everything here. Come what may. This helps them with a new beginning, though, that I feel is healthy. And I feel like if the cost to you is just to listen for whatever time you discern, then there's something good about helping them in that regard with their mental health. Now, they're speaking about this to others. You're on their lips. They're speaking this out to others. They're talking about you. Queen of Wands here, probably in the area of how attractive they find you. Yeah, there's something here about somebody who's mentally troubled. Know that you're protected. You left this a while ago. This was your choice to leave this. And you did a lot of work on self afterwards. It was a catalyst for you to do a lot of work on self. Now I feel like you have really alchemized this energy. Yeah, and also you can take on this energy because you've alchemized it. Before you were somewhat influenced by it, but you can take it on now. One moment, please. Okay, thanks for your patience through the pause there. Yeah, there's something here that's going to take you by surprise. I think you're going to be really busy. Then all of a sudden this person's going to want to maybe appear at your door or talk to you. Something to do with their mental health can be helped by you listening. And like I say, and I feel like I have to keep repeating, you set the tempo on this as far as how much time you want to be listening for. Because I feel like in the past, this person didn't respect your time. So, you'll be very much aware of that now with the healing that you've done. 8 of Pentacles. So some sort of fine line here between helping them and knowing the road that they're taking because you had to help yourself, as well as just not being too available, because I don't think you want to start this up again. I think the fact that you've gone through this transformation yourself could be very it could be very helpful in that your knowledge that you I'm hearing some of you will share that and some of you won't, but just the knowledge that you have of what they might be going through. And being a concerning ear and just listening can be very helpful. Yeah, I feel like this was a romantic relationship previously. And this is an opportunity to kind of remove the negative energy that's between you two. It doesn't mean that you pick up where you left off. It doesn't mean that you do anything further. That's up to you. But it means that you can kind of remove some negative energy here. Now you've got the 2 of Wands and the King of Wands. This was someone you were very attracted to. They were very attracted to you. We have the match here, the King and Queen of Wands. 2 of Wands. But I feel like your energy is more, if they still feel like you guys are the match, I feel like your energy is more, I've moved on and my future includes other things. And I feel like you're on the right path with that. 9 of Pentacles here. Yeah. You've done a heck of a job this conversation will help them with some answers, and it will help you too with those answers. But this person used to even have energy that would be very attacking towards you. And I feel like you don't see any of that. But, you're just going to be very discerning with this. And rather than stay in a situation you already knew, you had the guts and the courage to move forward. And you helped yourself. Something about you helping yourself, very significant here. And the divine giving you lots of praise for that. This was not easy. But this experience has allowed you to recognize anybody with the same energy coming in, and you are not tolerating any of that. More messages here for our collective. Yeah, they want to say a lot, so just remember, be discerning about how much time you want to give this. And you can be polite in saying, I have about 15 minutes or whatever time. I have an hour, Purification, let's see. You've got the 9 of Swords out here. This is worry. Yeah, Spirit's stepping in here to give this person an opportunity to explain themselves and to apologize as well. Because they were really, I do see attacking energy again. But they have gone through some sort of transformation here and lessons to see the error of their ways in the past with you. 9 of Pentacles. Out here now. This has taken a long time for them to learn. I think they're very stubborn energy and they didn't have any interest in learning, but Spirit made it a situation here where they had to. They didn't have a choice. They had to see the light. They had to learn. They had to embrace a spiritual side. There wasn't any choice here. Yeah, and this acquiring this knowledge, this looking back and seeing things for how they truly acted helps them cure some sort of mental illness here, along with spirit. You know, this could be, I don't talk about this too much, but this could be some sort of entity attachment that they had to, you know, really come to terms with their actions and make some big changes. Maybe they do, you know, maybe they do that with their glasses on and off, or maybe you do, because that's kind of unusual for me. But you have given this a lot of thought. You've got the Hangman here, the Page of Cups, and the Three of Wands. Yeah, apology. Very immature energy here on their part. God rejoices, the divine rejoices in them getting back on path, getting back on track with the divine, to really evaluate their actions through knowledge. Know that you were always protected from lies, their lies, their evil, their bad spirits. Yeah, they had some issues there. I feel like this meeting also gives you some sort of comfort, which we touched on a little bit. Yeah, but you're nobody's fool here, and you're not gonna, if you allowed some of this before, you weren't anybody's fool then either. You just thought they'd change, or you saw a different side to them, and they'd flip. They'd flip fast. Yeah, but you built from there. Yeah, and you're not going back. You're the Empress here. Fully sitting in your abundance. There is some sort of peace here, though, that comes from this interaction for a couple that was married, or, like I said, a romantic partner situation. Glasses on off, glasses on off. Seven of Wands. Yeah, they've cast off a lot of negative energy. They've done a lot of work. You will be very surprised, but you will also be very discerning too, because you remember. You can forgive, but you also remember. They were always defending their actions. You made me do this, something like that, you know, that type of energy. Knight of Swords. I think I showed this. Seven of Wands and Knight of Swords in the reverse. It slowed up their energy, yeah. Never taking responsibility for their actions. They could have been very wise and intellectual, but in these stages of bad spirits and ill behavior, they were nothing like that. They turned a blind eye to, you know, some real gifts that they had been given. Very disrespectful energy is what you dealt with regards to them. Yeah, and this is kind of, there's something sort of intricate that you have to read between the lines when they're speaking. But I feel like for sure you're protected, and also, you know, you will be able to read between those lines, and you will also be able to, I say this often on the channel, you know, how your body feels around them. Before, your body was very nervous around them because you never knew when they were going to switch it up, okay? But now there is a calmness that enters into them because of the work that they've done, and it was work that they, I feel like, really didn't want to do, were against it for a while, and then, like I said, I feel like some sort of energy here within a spiritual realm said, there is no choice. You will be doing this work. So you will notice a calm that has entered them based on the work that they have done. Real love, patience to wait for it. That's what you're doing now. I feel like the positive that comes out of this is, and I feel like they're on a lot, but one big one is you'll never find yourself in this situation again. Be a blade of grass in the lawn of grass. This is what they've learned, is that they aren't, the big dog, the top dog, the ruler, some sort of really nasty ruling energy, overly controlling energy here. Through their work with the divine saying, you will learn this lesson, you will learn these lessons, you will make a change here. They've learned that they are a blade of grass in the lawn of grass. They're just like everybody else. And we're all just trying to do our best and make it, but not be a burden to others, okay? That's something that they have come to terms with as well, I hear. Bring out a playful side. This is you now, yeah. Yeah, you did a lot of work, and now I feel like you're in a free zone, like in a field of poppies or something, just loving life. So you don't want to return to this, but you can feel a different energy from them, a sincerity from them. You'll be discerning about it and how much time you want to give them. Them communicating with you and you maybe just deciding you're just going to listen. Will be healing for both of you. Return to sender. Yeah, that's what you said to them. Bye-bye. Lean into the unknown. That's in the past, the return to sender. Now lean into the unknown. When they approach you, like I said, I think it's going to be a surprise. You're going to be busy with other things. Only lean into this if you feel, you listen to your body. If you feel like there's been an energy shift here. And based on what I see in the cards, that is what I'm reading, is that you will notice this energy shift in them. Feeling isolated, this is what started their whole healing process. This is also you, I feel, and that you felt isolated in, I have to pick myself up and I have to help myself here. And you did exactly that because you have the fire within, and good for you. So kind of a twofold message here with Spirit saying, here's why this person's approaching, and why you might want to consider giving them a little bit of time, but also a kudos to you for your fire within and how you helped yourself. Here we go. Helped yourself to see bigger, brighter things in your life. Okay, yeah, independent energy. All along this read, you helped yourself, the kitty cat energy, but also I feel like you are just, and we saw this too in the cards, you are great looking, and just continue to be better looking with age and with wisdom, mending, and with the mending that you've done. The sewing machine is always mending for me. And then, oh yeah, the beautiful style of the high heel shoe here. Yeah, there's something about you that's incredibly beautiful, just gorgeous. You're a standout. And so, when you're a standout in the looks department, you will attract a lot of different energies, good and bad. So knowing that, and I feel like that's something you've come to terms with also. Like, how did I all of a sudden, you'd been in this for years, a situation, and all of a sudden you were saying, how did I land here? But you have worked that, and we see that in the cards, that you have with the, the Hermit's out here, and also you had the Hangman somewhere or other. You've worked through a lot of this, the whys of how you landed where you did, because you were deserving of better. So in working this through your mind, how you might have been seeing this as your reality, you're, again, no longer going to be doing this because you figured out your whys and you figured out your missteps and you figured out, where you gave somebody too much power or too much leeway or too much leniency, where you were concerned, okay? Big lesson, great lessons, tough lessons, but that is your message. Please do like, share, subscribe, comment. It helps the channel. It helps the channel to grow. And if you feel so inclined, please do utilize the link below for Buy Me a Coffee. Until next time, let's remember who we are. Let's remember our self-worth. Thanks for joining me.